It was already, maybe it was after the war already. And I went to Tashkent, and my parents gave me, Mama sold, we had beautiful velour, velvet, very beautiful embroidered bed, and the bedspreads too. Green, I remember like today. And she sold it to Boris, to the uncle who could buy it. And this way the poor woman went and bought me a sewing machine, a hand sewing machine. And they sent me back. I didn't want to go back because he said he wants to go to Poland. And I didn't want to go back to him. And everybody said, it took time, moments or a year, and Abba and everybody said, "Oi, Sarah's, Marcus' wife ran away from me." You hear? And what happened? I didn't want to come back, and my mama said, "Sarah, you married the guy. He's a nice guy. You go back to your husband." You hear? When I came back, he was smart enough to make me pregnant. And that's how I became pregnant with Yossi on the way back to Poland. We went.
So you're going fast forward a little bit.
What?
You went back. You're going a little fast. You went to your mother. Your mother gave you the sewing machine. You went.
Some
saw
clothes
your
too.
mother at that. Your father at that time too. Your brothers.
My brothers, yes, only not my mother.
Not your father.
They were in school.
Still didn't have your father.
No.
Okay.
Maybe he came. I really don't know.
So you
I
went-
didn't want to look at him.
So you went. Yeah, I don't blame you. So you went back to Abba.
To Abba, and we stayed in
And
that.
from Abba, how long did you? It was the end of the war already.
No, it was the end of the war, and it was amnestia for the Polish people.
Amnesty for the Polish people to get out of Russia.
Get out of Russia. I was a big Polish guy that he made sure that all the Polish people can go back to Russia, to Poland. And that's how, and I was,
So it was an opportunity.
an
Abba got you to
opportunity
get
that
you out of,
he took me as his wife.
Yeah.
He was married to me, and I was his wife, and he went back to Poland with me.
Yeah, but you also told me that at that time that he also wanted to take your mother and.
Yes, in Tashkent, he went on the train, and Ron, Mama didn't live far from Ita and Mama, and he picked them up, and they were in the train with me quite a long while. I mean, in that train. And Mama said she has to go back because she can't walk. If we would take her to Poland, nobody controlled us. And we went to Poland. They went that.
Why didn't she go? She wanted to go. She didn't want to leave her.
She was afraid they're gonna arrest her. You know, we're afraid for the communists.
I mean, but she also didn't have the boys with her. The boys.
No, the boys were in Tashkent.
Tashkent
And she met Tita.
Was your father taking care of the boys, or the
No,
boys
no.
taking
They
care
were
of themselves?
already independent in schools.
Yeah.
And Milik worked already in the factory, ammunition factory. Being in the ammunition factory, but I'm telling, he went to university and he made his degree. And Herschel too.
So your father figured to take your mother and Gita to get the hell out of Russia.
No, my papa didn't. My papa had another woman, a lawyer, a big shot. And after the end died, his cousin died. He met a woman, I don't know, with one kid or two kids. We just talk about it with Yasha. And he made her a child. And she never married him.
So you mean you got a half sister somewhere?
I know. I never saw them. I never saw them. I never saw them. And after that, this woman, maybe after the war, she said she doesn't need him, a young woman. how much he worked in Russia and made good money. He made good money. He worked in a.
So wait, you're going too fast for me. So at that point, you tried to take, your mother decided to go back
To Kishinev.
Kishinev?
Yeah, and he
And
came.
you and Abba,
She came by herself with Ita.
okay, and you and Abba took the train and you went to the Polish border.
No, that was a long time.
Yeah.
And my mother,
But basically, you decided to leave. Abba took you and,
and
get the heck out
I
of
came
here.
to Abba back.
You were pregnant already with Joe at that time?
Of
when
course.
when you were still in Russia?
Of course. I was pregnant. He made me pregnant. I shouldn't get away from
He
him.
made you. Hashem made you pregnant, but whatever.
And no, because I knew a lot. I was a dummy. And I was.
So your mother went
All the
back
band, only all the friends told them, don't be stupid. You make her pregnant and she'll stay with you.
You went back to, your mother went back to Tashkent
My mother,
with,
when
with Ita?
we were for like, the train stopped in some place. I dressed them because they came from, and they went, put another train, and they went to Tashkent back.
And how long she went back to Tashkent
Mama Anita.
and Mama Anita, and when did she get back together with your father?
My papa, after the war, and my mama was already in Kishinev, and she got a part of our one apartment.
Wait a second, your mother went to Kishinev after Tashkent?
Yes,
She
with
went
Ita.
back to Kishinev.
Kishinev with Ita.
Hello. So your mother went, after you left her, she went to Tashkent.
Yeah, and she
And
stayed.
then at some point, she's decided to go back to
I didn't
Kishinev.
see him after that 25 years.
Okay, but I'm saying at that point, she decided to go back to Kishinev because she figured to go to her parents or to whatever
Who?
she had.
What kind of
to find
parent? In Tashkent,
to Kishinev.
she left the job with Ita. They were nothing.
So she left the boys in
Oh.
Tashkent.
Oh, Ita, I really don't know when Ita married that guy in Tashkent.
Ita got married in Tashkent, you're saying.
I really don't know exactly.
So at some point, your mother decided to go back to Kishinev.
Kishinev, because
With
she had.
your father or without your father?
No, he was in Tashkent.
still stayed in
Tashkent.
So she figured, let me go back to my house. I have
Yeah,
still a house over there.
yeah, I'll get something. And she went back to
And
Kishinev.
did she get something? She got back her apartment, a house?
She get apartment, a house. The house was given to Goyim, to the communists, to the people that
So
are
she
living.
had no property. She lost all the property. that
One
she had
one
there.
apartment, one apartment, one apartment. She got from the Russian. She fought. It cost her a lot of trouble to show that it's ours. And they gave her the apartment with Ita, and they
The
live in.
Russians were in control of Romania at that time.
Yeah, it was of Romania. This was communistic, and she lived there. And Ita went to work, and between she.
So she took Ita back. What you're saying, Ita didn't live with this man that she married, or this was
Maybe she lived
Yasha's
with
father.
Maybe she, Yasha knows, I don't know.
The whole story. All right, I'll find out from Yasha. Yasha was born right away.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'll find out from Yasha. So
I
now
know.
she went back to Kishinev
Kishinev, and
with Ita,
with Ita.
and your father was still in Tashkent.
And that woman threw him out because she had
So
no
all of a
business.
sudden he went looking for your mother. in
No,
other words.
he came to Kishinev because he too had
He also had property
came to
and
Kishinev,
stuff.
and my mama, everybody said, don't let him in, don't let him in. He's not worth it. He had so much trouble, and you know what she said? He's my husband. Yeah, she just said, I was my husband, and he should stay with me. And she let him in, and that was, and he died. He died before my mother.
Yeah.
He worked in many years.
The glory never went back to the glory days, huh?
Who?
nothing with the jobs, with nothing with the connections. Everything was gone to hell.
Ja komunisti. Ma Kishinev was too bombarded in very bad shape.
Is that so? When did you find out about your grandparents and everything?
When I came to visit, I was 3 times there.
In
Of course.
Kishinev?
I was 3.
Oh, you mean in the 60s already when you came?
Yes. I was
So
in.
all through the time that you left with Abba and everything else,
I had no connection with them.
till what year did you have connection with them? When
20,
did you finally make connection?
25 years later.
It took you 25 years to get
Yeah.
a letter, or?
To get letters, to get
No
connection.
kidding.
Yeah.
So you did not see your mother or
Father,
father, or anybody
25
for 25
5 years. Yes.
And when was that connection made, in Israel?
No, when
United States.
Bessarabia, Bessarabia went, Russia was in good committee with America. I got letters, or maybe they sent a letter.
And Uncle Sam did not have connection with your father all those years?
He was even there. He went to see them.
So you didn't know, but you...
But in my times, he went with.
So basically, when you got to the United States, you got the connection back together with your...
Yes.
You knew that they were alive or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Till that point, you didn't even know if they were alive.
No, I know that I have their parents. I don't know.
And your brothers, you didn't have connection with either?
No. I came to when I received my citizenship.
That would go through.
Yeah,
All right.
it's a different
Let's
story.
end it over here. You're tired.
I was
You
5 years.
served 2
5 years I was until I got citizenship.
Yeah.
We lived 13 years in Israel. Macha Cheshem.
66 you didn't get. Yeah, you didn't get 66. That's amazing. All those years not to know if your mother's alive or dead, your father's alive or dead.
I knew. After that, a lady, you know who they are, Laufer, that had a jewelry place. She went, one of the first tourists that the Russians let in to go to Russia. She was the first one. And I by some friends of mine, and she was there. She was from a klein Städtel, Uriv, what is Geissen. And she was there, and she said, oh, I was in Kishinev, I was in Russia, and I saw my parents for so many years. She had already the jewelry store. And when I hear that, I almost dropped dead. I started, where do you live, and who are you, and this. And I made that they were friends in Kishinev. They used to come from the Städtel to my parents in Kishinev. And that's how I met Eva, and Eva taught me how to go to see my parents. That's
All right. That's it for now, for today. I think you had enough time. Did you have a good time thinking about all this stuff, or what?
I'll tell you, it's very tiresome, really.
Yeah.
It was
It's a lot of life, huh?
Shlomo the Heart, and that's not finished because
That's not even talking about what you and Abba went through in Europe.
what we went through in
you
Europe,
finally got to Israel.
yeah, and Israel too in the beginning was
All right,
very
that's
bad.
another chapter.
Shlomo, you can't believe what your mother did. I bought a chicken. I used to go on the sands there in the desert.
We'll talk another time.
Shlomo, I have to tell you that I'm really a hero, what I went through. With Papa, with Daddy. A chicken I used to buy a flika chicken and cleaning and everything and make a all week for the kids, and my children had a quarter grapefruit. Everybody had a quarter.
We'll talk next time.
Ah,
Bye.
you know how I